each one of us is coming from. And I have something, it so happened, I think it's so appropriate. The title of my poem, the first one is, Who Are You? You have eyes, but you don't see. You have ears, but you don't hear. You have a tongue, but you cannot speak. You have a heart that does not beat, and a head which cannot read. My mind. You're a vacuum, a nothingness, a void, a chasm of emotions undefined. Do you even exist? Or are you just a figment of my mind? An illusion to delight those empty spaces of dead misgivings. Ghosts of feelings hanging like mossy chandeliers from haggard old trees on the graveyard of memories buried so deep. What are you? A monolith monologue? Or a dialogue on a stray? Maybe you're just a mine, like a discarded record, scratched with time. Clawing memories, making painful sounds, inaudible words, silent feelings, hound.
Wow.
Slurred emotions of a bygone time. Bitter berries floating on toxic slime. Drunk in the agony of a love unrequited, sick with a hangover of shattered dreams bequeathed.
Wow.
How are you? You who walk alone with no one but your shadow to call your own. Together you haunt the dark streets at night. When the city sleeps and not a soul is in sight. You're a myth that circulates, a story gone wrong, a legend, like an Egyptian pharaoh entombed in his groans, medicated with remedial possibilities. I read between the lines, do you? I check your vital signs. I know you are that truth submerged in the fag end of my frothy beer. I hear you burp and you leer. I see you sometimes in the last crimson of aged wine, kissing the goblet's lips just one last time. Where are you? You, yes, you, a distant image of a mirage that floats on the hot tarmac. Are you a baying, piercing sun, grey cloud, wailing in a smouldering pain? The clock has stopped, its hands locked. The clock stopped, its hands locked in time. The day you mocked. You mocked. Your friends like hawks followed me as you left me weeping alone on the distant block. Like the hyenas in Lion King, they sniggered and laughed with unrestrained glee. And you, all you could do was flee. Nailing that pain in my heart, you crucified me, while your friends cheered you on. There was no one beside me. Do I care? Of course I do. I care so much. I care for myself, and I care for my kind, the women. I care enough so that I never again become a victim of your snare. The hemlock nail surreptitiously hammered into my heart. I use it as a peg to hang insidious souls that dare to dart glances of filth unworthy of me, lecherous advances abominably. Anesthetized, feelings numb, I pray to the Almighty to desiccate filthy beasts like thee, so women feel safe and uncontrolled by slimy, obsequious hands like yours. I care, so I paint that vision of paradise for just the one I know is right. For me, a simple soul with emotions profound, pure love, respect, and admiration his ground. Yes, I have him here. Yes, he is found. And this was full of angst. Now there's something I get always triggered by the place a woman holds in society. You may call me a feminist, but I'm not. I believe in a man and a woman as an individual. I mean, it's nothing to do with feminism or with sex. I believe all people should be treated as people, human beings, not men, not women. So this is in Hindi because I love to write in both English and Hindi. It's called Stree. क्या है इसकी पहचान? स्त्री क्या है? क्या है इसकी पहचान? कहते हैं स्त्री बहुत कुछ कर सकती है। जो जननी हो वो कुछ भी कर सकती है, मगर क्या है इसकी पहचान? क्या है इसकी असलियत? कितनी है इसकी मर्जी दूसरों की मर्जी के आगे? क्या है इसकी शख्सियत? क्या है स्त्री? क्या है इसकी पहचान? अक्सर ये है एक सिसकती हुई बिन बोली घुटन, एक आवाज जिसे किसी ने सुना ही नहीं, और सुना भी हो तो एक चीख जो निकली हलक से और रह गई थम से वहां, एक सोच जो शब्दों में कभी हो पाई न बयान। सिर्फ रसोई घर में गोल आकार की रोटी या तिकोण पराठे बनाती रह गई वो, और शायद ऐसे ही बन गई कुछ उसकी पहचान। आटा सा आकार, इसमें थोड़ा गौर फरमाइए, क्योंकि ये मुझे वाकई लगता है एक स्त्री का वजूद यही है, चाहे वो कहीं भी पहुंच जाए। आटा सा आकार, फकफका मुलायमदार, गेहूं पिसा हुआ पानी में घोल कर लपेटा बार बार, गूंदा नरम या सख्त कई कई बार, ना अधिक ना कम, बस हो वो लचकदार, फटाफट बन जाएं जिससे रोटियां चार, कुछ ऐसे जज्बात। घर परिवार, रिश्तेदार, मेहमानों का ताता, पति के यार, सबको खिला पिलाकर बन गई स्त्री बेमिसाल। खुशियां इसकी दहलीज पे उपजी, चूल्हे में भभके सपने साकार, भस्म हुए बारंबार। जिंदगी की भट्टी में सेकती रही वो अपनी जान, इस तरह रही स्त्री सब पर मेहरबान। क्या है स्त्री? क्या है इसकी पहचान? And now, अगर हम थैंक यू सो मच, अगर हम देखें तो हर चीज शब्दों से ही उपजती है। It's all about words and how we communicate, what we feel. If you're not able to express, nobody knows. So it's all about expressions and communications, and that's what connects people, because nobody can really read your mind. So this is one place where we are able to communicate, and it's through words. Do you realize how important words are? Words, what are they? Words are my thoughts, dancing in rhythm to the music of time. They spin, they twirl, they whirl, pirouetting in beat the story of my life. Or shall I say that words are feelings expressed on paper, like this, a scribble of my emotions, illegible, unkempt, or tailor-made with precision, every nick, every stitch intact like a draper on paper. Ink splashes, word lashes. Ink soft, words loft. Ink splutters, words mutter. Ink runs deep, and words, they just bleep. You see all the tattoos we women have these days? Of course the men too, but most often I think it's the women who just love to get inked. So these are the ink runs deep, and words, they just bleep. Burning to ashes with the flames of the sun, a combustion, like a phoenix, which I have won, immortal. My words regenerate all which is done, gone, and resurrecting tales of centuries and battles they won. Words keep alive a generation. Words keep alive a generation of braves long dead and gone, their deeds buried in graves. Thoughts. Now what are thoughts? Thoughts can be weak and strong. Thoughts can be weak or strong, taking shape in a world in which they belong. My joys, my soul essence, my sorrows, these words they borrow, giving me a face, a value, a grace, and that stamp of recognition tomorrow. You can read and relish my highs and lows, flying exuberances and lowly blows. It's all in the head, they say. It's all in the head. When we write it, we read it, our deep inhibitions we shed. I think that happens with all of us. Slowly tracing our trails, personal trials and tribulations as if in braille, fingering agonies, that anxiety of not being heard, not being seen, not being followed, like a serpent that slips out of its skin to slither away faster than light into newer unseen realms. And left hanging on tree, that old skin that just dries like sin, falls off in a slushy dump of sheer oblivion. The new shines and slides away over mossy greens, stony patches, glassy lakes, and serpentine reclines. Unstoppable, frictionless, smoother than butter, my slice of cake. Stories, legends, and epics each began with a word, a single word, followed by more words like ants marching on tiptoe, weaving a labyrinthine tale of woe. Exciting scenes, delightful acts, sensitive facts, threading in and out seamlessly those strands of imagery. Tight here, loose there, a crochet or a double knot, loopy soft and hardened bums, motoring along the ribbon highway of ghostly camouflage. Looking out of the window from the storyboard of my life, a world whizzes by in myriad shades of verbal strife. Deja vu, that's what I often feel. Don't we often feel that feeling that everything has happened before? People we meet, we think we met before. Words we speak, we feel we have heard before or spoken before. And this is a regular occurrence in my life. Deja vu, that's what I often feel. Each bend, each turn, each picture in view of trees, the grass, a breeze, the larks, the calm of bubbling brook as it winds around the little thatch of plastered nook. A scene captured once in earthy hues, another world emerges as if in reboot, a cycle of continuation for nothingness to nothingness. Nothing has changed. My story progresses, a fleeting dream, lull of a breeze over the humming stream. A ripple that shocks the sleeping snails, shakes the barnacles on rocky trails. Meandering occurrences making bow lakes, a raging torrent of unrestricted shakes, currents tumbling without restraint, thunderous rhetorics so unmaimed of what was and what should be. Thunderous rhetorics so unmaimed of what was and what was not, who could be and who should not, a tumultuous discord, rumbling discordance from the decadent relics of past ruins. Then a beacon of pure calm resonates, emerging once again in my magical world of words. No one understands, no one knows. Understanding and knowledge is mine alone. It's enough to learn that the cacophony is muted and chaos is sorted. Now, my words, they are baited. They soar high with the wind in their wings. Like eagles, they fly. And sometimes it's like a blank check. Can you imagine? In my heart, words just sing. Thank you so much for bearing with me because this was a bit long and I just couldn't stop writing once I started. So this was all about words and how important a part of my life words have been. And of course with words it's people. Thank you so much.